It's 2003 and the E3 stage has been used to reveal two brand new portable gaming devices. The first was the shock reveal of the brand new PlayStation Portable, which nobody saw coming. The announcement had been saved for the end of Sony's pre-show press conference and left the audience gobsmacked.
It was, dare we say, a game-changing event, and we can't help but feel sorry for Nintendo, who hosted the press conference immediately afterward, with the mic drop still echoing in our ears.
The second brand new portable gaming device unveiled at E3 2003, the Nokia N-Gage.
In software news, though, there was one game that stole the show in 2003. It had the longest lines, it took home the most awards, and it generated the most buzz. That game was Half-Life 2.
Gordon, snap out of it. You're staring at me again.
Ah, warming up nicely.
Are you sure you don't want me to swap out the polarizer?
That's not necessary. Just checking for potential modular interference in the interstices. Conditions could hardly be more ideal.
Huh, I hope so. I'm sorry, Gordon. I can't help thinking that this isn't going to work. That we should have listened to my father and done it his way. It's just, this is the first time I've had any hope of really striking back at the Combine.
And while everybody loved what they saw was actually pre-rendered scripted events and not real gameplay. But nobody cared.
By 2004, everybody was super hyped to see more from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It was the topic of almost all the pre-show rumours and excitement, and it was the one thing people wanted to see at the event. But surprising everybody, it was simply not there. Instead, we got The Sims 2, an adult-orientated Legend of Zelda, and an in-depth look at Halo 2.
We ran from them. They followed. We thought they'd never find us. We were wrong.
I will continue my campaign against the humans.
No enemy has ever withstood our might.
Chief, we're running out of time.
I need a weapon.
On the hardware side of things, we were shown a lot about the PSP. Even though we couldn't actually get our hands on the new hardware, that didn't stop it from winning a stack of awards, including many that had been earmarked for Nintendo's new DS.
Everybody knew the big news though. New hardware from all three major players, Sony, Microsoft and Nintendo, was coming in 2005.
After 10 years of E3, the industry was waiting for a shake-up, and it came in the form of not one, but 3 new console reveals. Microsoft unveiled the Xbox 360, Sony took the wraps off the PlayStation 3, and Nintendo uncovered Project Revolution, the codename for the Wii, in the 2 days just before E3 even opened its doors for 2005.
We also finally saw the return of PC gaming to the spotlight, with Fear, Battlefield 2 and Civilization 4 capturing imaginations, but none as much as the life builder Spore, from Will Wright, the creator of SimCity.
So in some sense, we want Spore to be this very rich toy box. When you open it up, there are all these different places you can go, things you can make. The game occurs at all these different scales, from the very tiny cellular all the way up to the very large intergalactic level. Itself, it's almost like a kind of very fluid game of Pac-Man. You're moving around, there's squishy, weird creatures that you're interacting with. When we get to Creature, it's almost more of a first-person shooter. And that's also where the creativity of the creature editor becomes kind of really upfront in terms of the wide variety of creatures that you can create really drive your playstyle.
By 2006, the hype for the new console had died down a bit. Sony focused on the bombastic Warhawk and Motorstorm, while Microsoft showed off beautiful games like Gears of War and Mass Effect. Nintendo, always the black sheep, popped up out of nowhere and stole the show with a little title that really didn't put much stock in graphics at all.
The Japanese company started the show as a laughingstock. Seriously, the new console's called what? But they emerged 2 days later, hailed as the hands-down winner of the event, thanks largely to Wii Sports.
And then things got weird for E3. On July 31, 2006, the event's parent company, the ESA, announced that the expo would be restructured and downsized due to overwhelming demand from exhibitors.
You see, the formerly exclusive show had been overrun by random attendees who didn't really have much to do with the games industry, meaning up to 70,000 people were cramming into the convention centre each year, and nobody really got what they wanted from the event.
By October, the ESA had decided on new guidelines in a bombshell announcement. E3 2007 would be invitation only. While 60,000 people attended in 2006, the following year saw just 10,000 gamers pass through the doors of the new-look, decentralised E3 Media and Business Summit.
And by doors, we mean that loosely. While some events and press conferences were held in and around Santa Monica, a small selection of more traditional booths required a shuttle bus to visit.
Despite all that, the event was still full of games, peripherals, and innovations. Microsoft turned its attention to PC games, Sony redesigned both the PS3 and the PlayStation Portable, and Nintendo dropped the mic again with Wii Fit and the Wii Balance Board.
Sticking with the new name, the Media and Business Summit moved back to the LA Convention Centre, but 2008 was an even smaller show than 2007 with just 5,000 attendees.
With the general public locked out of the new look E3, a new event sprang up to fill the void. That event was Entertainment for All, held at the LA Convention Centre in October 2007 and 2008. Levels of attendance and enthusiasm were not very high, and while the organisers considered the event a success, it only lasted 2 years.
By 2009, everything had been rolled back to where it belonged, with E3 back as the glittering gem in the centre of every gamer's social calendar. And boy, did it come back with a bang.